I solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Morning, everybody. Ron here from The Truth About Addiction. Welcome to another podcast. Today we've got a young chap that I'm really interested to hear his story. I know it, only what I've read, the same as what most of you people have done. And I always say, don't believe nothing what you can read and half of what you see, you know. So anyway, Joel Papa, Joel's from Victoria, Sunbury. Good rock festival there in the 70s. I'm an old bastard. I remember that well. Actually, when Sunbury was on, I was at Malmesbury Youth Training Centre.
Yeah, I've been there.
That's where I started my prison sentence. I started in Pentridge and I went to Malmesbury because I was a kid. All right, Joel, welcome to Truth About Addiction, mate. Welcome, mate.
How are you, Ron? Good to meet you.
Mate.
Thanks for having me on here. So where do I start? All started at the age of, I think I was 7 or 8. Me and my best mate were mucking around with a tractor. We pulled the dipstick out and learned how to start them from that day on. And then my brother, I was being an arsehole to my brother, and he went to me dad and told me, Dad's my old man dragged us both down the cop shop, and we're both crying, sitting there. We weren't allowed to hang around each other for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And after that 2 weeks was up, well, back to square one, getting up to no good.
Yeah. So
how I got into drugs, Ron, and crime was, I think I was about 12 or 13. My family, I come from a really good family. So when my mum and dad split up when I was 12 or 13, my brother and my sister went their own way. I'm the youngest of 3. Started hanging around older people. Back then, when I started using drugs, it was marijuana and speed. Then at the age of 14, I got introduced to ice. I started doing crime and stuff like that. I went to the kids' detention prison in Parkville in Melbourne.
The old Toronto Youth Training Centre.
I went there, I think it was the age of 14 or 15 for stealing cars, ramming car, say the cop can't just sideswipe them. It's not my car, so who gives a fuck, you know? And then 17, I got sentenced to 18 months for aggravated burglary. So I went to Malmesbury. I know I've jumped a couple of years there, but that's when this stuff started really kicking off and getting into it, you know? So 17, I was at the kids' Malmesbury. There was a fight, and I started waxing with one of these boys, and then we've become close, and the screws that got him on the ground were holding him, and I said to the other screw, get off him, I was going to kick you in the face. Told the screw 3 times, I'm going to kick you in the face, he wouldn't get off me, so I'd done what I'd done, and then I was sent to the Melbourne Assessment Prison on Spencer Street at 17, and all the older boys, seeing that I was a young kid, took me under their wing, and I thought, jail's not that bad, it's not what people say it is. And then they gave me parole. I completed my parole, and then just before I was 18, I was arrested again, a week before my birthday, back in jail. Done, I think it's 3 years that time. And I went all over the shop. And I think I got out when I was just after 21, just before 21. My brother and my old man picked me up. I had a new car for me 21st, a BMW. That it was my pride and joy. And I just started getting into crime, stealing cars, standing over people, fucking mucking around with guns. I'm not proud of it, but that's what drugs and fucking crime lead all up to. You just end up a monster on it. But I wasn't just using the one drug. I was having a whole cocktail, I was smoking marijuana, smoking ice, and I'd smoke heroin. Then I'd fucking eat my medication. And then sometimes Mum would look at me and goes, Joel, you're like the devil, you know? My eyes were just black and there was nobody home upstairs. I was that fried or gone or that high on it. My family would always try and help me. I never stole from my family or robbed my family. I never sold any of my stuff. I was just pretty much standing over the dealers in town and out of town and telling them, look, you got to pay rent. Every day I'd go to 3-4 dealers and say, it's time to pay rent, you know. I was out for 3 or 6 months on bail. then I had stolen a truck and was driving down the Calder Freeway. I'd robbed a servo up near Bendigo at gunpoint.
Mhm.
And then when I started getting chased, I threw the gun out in the middle of the road in the freeway. And I couldn't lose the air wing, so I went to the Water Garden shopping centre. I ditched the truck out the front of there, ran in there, and it's on the internet, Water Garden's hairdressers rest. I sat down in the hairdressers, and I got dumped about 5 coppers. They broke my eye socket, my nose. I think it was 9 months or 10 months on remand. And then the night it happened, Mum got a phone call saying we want to take Joel's case on, and Mum didn't really know what was going on until she seen the news and what had happened. And then they tried giving me a big payout, which money won't fix the damages that they've done. Money can't put a price on that, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at home. I just had dinner with me mum, and I was just smoking bongs in the shed and having a puff. I didn't really want to go out. There was something telling me, you know, no, I'll stay home tonight. One of my mates goes, I'm coming to get you, rah, rah. We'll go do this, we'll go do that. I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to come out. This is my best mate. So he come pick me up. And then we went to this house. I sent my other mate, and there was a heap of guns there. So I put them all in this car that I had. And we just went around Sunbury letting off shots. And yeah, we seen the police car at the Sunbury McDonald's. And I thought, fucking, you dogs want to break my eye socket, my nose, maggots. Both had a gun each, and yeah, let shots off at them. Coppers ran for cover, and I was just laughing. That fucked on drugs. I thought it was normal. That's how fucked I was, you know.
Yep.
And then I took off, and I come back and I rammed the cop car. And yeah, I drove the car home. I just walked in the house casually, like nothing had happened. And then yeah, I could hear the helicopter above me. I was like gone on drugs. It didn't bother me the slightest. What I'd just done, it was like it was, you know, just going to the supermarket. That's what it felt like. And then I was laying in bed, and I hear the speaker, that big Bearcat truck fucking machine, whatever, at my front door. And then Mum's opened up the door, and she's got a fright. And she goes, Joel, the police are here. So I've come down. She's walked out the front with her hands up because they've asked her to put her hands up and that. I've come out in my boxer shorts, and yeah, they've had like a grip on my chest. You know, I thought, fuck, this is serious now. And then, yeah, they made me lay down in the middle of the road, and then the coppers got the torch in my face of the end of the rifle or whatever gun they got, and he smashed me in the side of the head with it while I was zip tied in the middle of the road. And then, yeah, I sat on remand for nearly 2 years. I wasn't saying anything. I kept denying it to everyone that I'd done it. It's like in jails, you know, walls have got ears, you know what I mean? And then when I actually spoke to my lawyer properly, he goes, you fucked on this one, Joel. And that's when I rang me mum. Look, Mum, I've got something to tell you. I actually did do it, you know. She goes, Joel, why didn't you tell us so? So I just couldn't, you know what I mean? I wanted to see what they had first before I said anything, you know what I mean, as you do. So I got sentenced to 5 years on the top, 3 years on the bottom, which that's a pretty good sentence if you ask me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
For what we done.
Yep.
But because of COVID and all that, because of COVID, it was so one day we'll locked in our cell, it was a day off our sentence. Or if we'll locked down more than 5 hours in the one day or 6 hours, that was another day off our sentence. So I ended up getting a lot of time off my sentence. I ended up with like 200 and something days or that come off my sentence, you know.
Yeah.
I'm still on parole now for it. But for October, I end my parole.
Yeah, good.
I've still got an ankle bracelet. I've had mates that have come out. They've only been out 3 to 6 months. They've already got their ankle bracelets off. So they class me as an SVO, which is serious violent offender. So whenever like if I want my curfew extended or if I want to go out later, I've got to apply to the 2 parole boards. So one parole board and then it goes to the big parole board or however it works.
Yeah.
But they always knock me back, you know what I mean? Like it sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but I'm not that bad of a person.
Yeah.
If you really get to know me, you'll be like, fuck, I can't see Joel doing all this. But once you put that poison in your fucking system,
Yeah.
The devil become fucking Hulk. You think you're unstoppable, you know? And as you using your drugs and you're not paying for them, it's even better, you know? And yeah, it's taken nearly 6.5, 7 years to finally flick that switch in my head and say, you know, enough's enough.
Yeah.
And I've still got my family. My dad tells me, you go back there, don't bother putting me phone number on the number on the phone, or you know what I mean. So yeah, now you know I've got out. I bought a couple of new toys for myself. Me and my brother running our own fencing business, even though I don't like working. But what do you do?
All right, that's good, brother.
Yeah.
What made you want to stop? Was you in the nick when you stopped using?
Yeah, well, we had an opportunity. Oh, well, we had someone bringing stuff in,
Yeah.
like whatever drugs we want, but I was just mainly using bube and smoking white ox overnight. You know, when it's late at night, I'd have one or two cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I could have used ice, heroin, marijuana in there. I just thought, well, fuck, I've been on drugs since the age of 13 or 14. I'm 29 now.
Yeah.
Like one day, you know, my dad's like, I don't know, I understand how you're not dead yet with some of the shit you were doing.
Yeah.
Like running around with guns. I was 14 or 15. I had a loaded shotgun in my bed. I never really made me bed. Mum would make it. I come home, cooked, and I put the shotgun under me blanket, me doona. Mum's come home, went to make me bed, and fucking found this loaded shotgun. And I think I was 14 or 15.
Yeah. It's not normal.
No, it's not normal for a young kid that's still meant to be in school running around with a loaded gun.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask this question, Joel.
Go for it.
Made your hatred towards the coppers?
Fuck, from a young age, just fucking. Sometimes I'd get, you know, searched down the street 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? Down at the local bus stop where we all used to hang out. Same copper just had it in for me. You know, drive past in the divvy van, sticking his finger up, so I just spit towards a divvy van.
Yeah. Yeah, because so you come up with a good upbringing. I come up with a shit upbringing.
Yeah.
My old man told me all coppers were cunts. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
Told me that the coppers were the enemy. So I was brought up with that hatred, you know, that, and I'd seen the coppers bashing me father and arresting me father. So I had an hatred for the coppers. And I was just curious what you know your idea was and what your motivation was behind the hatred, and because of the victimization and the harassment when you were a kid and the abuse.
Yeah, like one time I was maybe 16, they arrested me and dumped me out near Craigieburn on one of the back roads at like 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, man. I'm like, fucking, I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
They didn't give me a touch or anything. They just grabbed me and then fucking, yeah.
I talk about it sometimes in my podcast that I do on my own, how as a kid I'd be put in the back of a police van.
Yeah.
From the jail. The coppers and the brakes on, you'd fucking crash into the front of the van. They'd accelerate, crash into the back of it. Then you'd hear them all laughing in the front, thinking it's fun.
They've done that to me. They've done that to me plenty of times. And then when I get out the divvy van, I fucking go berserk. And that's when I'm in handcuffs and they bash me in handcuffs. Take them off, you know. I'll go one-on-one, win or lose. I'll still have a crack.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I lost me front teeth at a young age as well. And the reason how I learned how to fight was from getting me head punched in. But I never went to boxing. I never went to kickboxing, nothing like that. I learned how to fight from getting bashed.
We have a big problem with youth at the moment in Queensland. And we've been fighting it because they're building more prisons, and I'm part of a group that says it's not the fucking answer. It's education on the system.
Yeah, it's the same as Melbourne as well. They're building these big fucking prisons. They need more people like me and you to go and talk to these young people at school or at a youth centre.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's always something that I've wanted to do is go and talk to the young kids.
Yep.
And say there's no life of drugs and crime. You either lose your family, lose everything you got, lose your mates, people die, or you end up killing someone.
Yep. Or you get knocked by one of your best mates full of ice.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you think he's probably robbed you or
Yeah.
You know, only takes that one thing, or hit him the wrong way, or stab him or shoot him where you're not meant
Yeah.
to.
I got a couple of mates who were doing life laggings, usually with their best mate, gone to
Yeah.
psychosis, and ended up by one of them knocked the other one, you know, like just crazy.
Yeah.
That ice is putrid, mate. That's the fucking devil's food.
Yeah. A lot of people have said that.
Honestly, you know, I'm an old school junkie, you know, I'm a heroin addict, and even when I got on the pure meth back in the day, people told me get back on the heroin
Yeah.
because the ice just
Yeah.
fucks with your head so much.
Yeah. You don't know what to believe, or if you're seeing shit, or fucking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I used to get the visual psychosis, then I'd get the audio psychosis. And I'd hear him out there
Yeah.
saying, he's in there, you know, and I was always on the run, you know, so I'd always be armed up and I'd be yelling out at the coppers, come and get me, you fucking dog, you know, and all that.
Dogs.
There'd be
Yeah.
no one, and there'd be no one there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just insane, mate.
They've got nothing to do with it, but I got a tattoo the other month in big letters, like real big letters, spiraling down my leg. What goes around comes around. So I've done a lot of bad. Hopefully,
Yeah.
a lot of good comes to me now. You know.
Yeah, mate. Look, good things happen to good people. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and you can only keep what you got by giving it away. So, you know, if you want to keep your recovery, go and help other people in recovery.
Yeah, well, I've been clean 3.5, 4 years now.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. And there's still some days when I think about it, Ron, but nah. Like I used to smoke an ice pipe. I put 0.5 gram or whatever in the pipe, smoke it all, and then I'd smash the pipe. And then a couple of hours later, I'm trying to get another pipe or buy another pipe.
Yep.
That's how much I hated it, but I was addicted to it.
Yeah,
Like,
I say that all the time, mate. Throwing syringes away and then climbing up the roof and getting them.
yeah.
No, it's just horrible.
I'd even, if I had no cigarettes or whatever, I'd give someone a big rock out of me bag just for one cigarette.
Yeah.
It'd probably be a 3 or 4 point rock. And they're like, that's heaps. I said, give me a cigarette. I just want a cigarette, you know?
Mm.
Like, I wasn't paying for the shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just hated it with a passion. I still do.
Yeah, it's a horrible disease, mate. It's a horrible. I hate drug addiction. I hate what it did to me. I hate what I had to do. I hated the person I became when I was using it.
Yeah.
No, because that's not who I am. I'm actually a good bloke.
Same as me, Ron. But when we put that poison in our system, it's not us.
Yeah, no.
It's not the Ron or Joel that our family know, you know what I mean?
Yeah. My mum would be saying, my son wouldn't have done that, you know, he'd be pinched for shooting people, and mum would be at court saying, no, my son wouldn't do that. My son wouldn't do that, you know?
That's the same as my mum. And then these days, someone will be like, oh, they'll tell me mum something, and she goes, yeah, that's Joel, wouldn't fucking surprise me.
Yeah.
But there's nothing you can't tell me mum and dad that wouldn't shock them, you know, like you name it. They're like, yeah, that's Joel. He'd probably do something like that.
I'm really, really glad that you're staying clean, mate. Because you know what? We don't have a drug problem, we have a thinking problem. And my brain said punch you, I punch you. My brain said steal it, I stole it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same as me.
Yeah. I had a thinking problem, not a drinking problem. I say it all the time.
Yeah. But it's also the people you hang around as well.
Yeah, it does. It is that too, mate. If you hang around shoplifters, I start shoplifting.
That many times I'd come home in a stolen car and I'd just park at the front, or a tow truck. I'd park it out the front, go have a shower and go to bed for a bit, and then come out and jump back in it like it was mine.
Yeah.
I'd take it to the car wash and wash it.
Yeah.
I'd vacuum it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how lost I was, thinking it's actually mine. It's actually mine.
That's funny, mate, because I've stolen cars, changed the wheels on them, got the windows tinted and everything.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I even stole a postie motorbike one day with all the mail on it.
Yeah, it's insanity.
Yeah.
It's insanity. What are your future plans, Joel?
Stay clean and try and help others.
Yeah, good boy, mate.
Keep working. Hopefully one day, you know, fulfill me dreams, you know, helping young people, tell them a bit about my life story.
Yeah,
and hopefully I can help them. If I can help one person out of 10, I'd be over the moon.
Yeah, 100%, mate. That's why I do what I do.
If I could get that message across to someone,
yep,
and they think, fuck, that's the same path I'm starting to go down.
Mate, thank you very much for coming on the Truth Out Addiction, brother.
Thanks, Ron.
I really appreciate it, mate.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, mate. And I hope that, you know, somebody gets something out of what we talked about today.
Yeah, appreciate it. I hope
And
someone does learn from our mistakes or
yeah,
takes a little bit of our advice.
yeah,
Crime doesn't pay and drugs just end up killing you.
yeah. As I said, mate, you know, like even if we get one person gets a message today, we've done a really good job.
100%.
All right, bro.
100%, right?
You stay healthy, you stay well. Thanks very much.
I solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.